Nigeria is a country of contradictions. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the oil-rich fields of the Niger Delta, it is a nation teeming with opportunity and natural resources. Its economy is the largest in Africa, boasting a GDP that outpaces many of its neighbors. The country is rich, extraordinarily rich. Yet, step outside the statistics and another Nigeria emerges. Here, millions live in slums, rural villages lack basic infrastructure, and people struggle to make ends meet. How is it possible that a country blessed with so much wealth can leave the majority of its citizens in poverty? To understand, we must first look at the sources of Nigeria's wealth. Oil dominates the story. For decades, Nigeria has been one of the world's largest oil producers. Crude oil exports have generated billions of dollars in revenue, funding government budgets and creating immense potential for economic development. But oil alone does not explain the paradox. Nigeria is also rich in natural resources beyond petroleum: gold, tin, limestone, coal, and vast agricultural lands. Its population is young and entrepreneurial, with thriving technology hubs in Lagos, Kano, and Abuja. The country is home to a vibrant creative industry, from Nollywood films to Afrobeat music, which has taken the world by storm. Yet, despite this abundance, poverty remains entrenched. To grasp why, we must examine the systems, policies, and historical patterns that have shaped Nigeria over the decades. Colonial history left deep scars. The borders drawn by the British in 1914 grouped hundreds of ethnic groups and cultures under a single administration, creating structural tensions that persist to this day. Governance structures were designed to extract resources rather than distribute them equitably. Corruption, mismanagement, and a lack of long-term planning became endemic. Oil, which should have been a tool for national prosperity, often became a curse. The wealth from petroleum was concentrated in the hands of a few, with little trickle-down effect to the ordinary citizens. Revenue mismanagement, coupled with political instability, prevented the development of infrastructure, healthcare, and education at a national scale. Yet, Nigerians are resilient. In the streets of Lagos, entrepreneurs hustle tirelessly. Farmers in rural regions innovate to survive. Small-scale traders, artisans, and tech startups form the backbone of a nation that refuses to be defined solely by poverty. Still, these efforts are piecemeal. The question remains, how can a nation so rich in resources continue to leave millions struggling for survival? Nigeria's wealth exists, but it rarely reaches the average citizen. One of the biggest obstacles is corruption, deeply woven into the political and economic fabric of the country. From federal to local governments, funds intended for infrastructure, healthcare, and education have frequently been diverted, embezzled, or mismanaged. Billions of dollars meant to improve living standards vanish quietly, leaving the masses to struggle in underfunded schools, hospitals, and public services. The oil sector is particularly notorious. While the Niger Delta produces vast quantities of crude oil, the local communities see little of the wealth. Pipelines crisscross the region, yet poverty, environmental degradation, and unemployment dominate daily life. Oil spills destroy farmlands and fishing grounds, further limiting the ability of locals to earn a sustainable living. Beyond oil, economic policies and mismanagement also contribute to the paradox of poverty amid abundance. Import-heavy strategies, high inflation, and inconsistent governance have undermined agriculture and local industry. Small businesses struggle to compete with cheaper foreign imports, despite the talent, innovation, and entrepreneurial spirit that exists across the country. Education is another critical factor. Nigeria has a large, young population, over 200 million people, but many lack access to quality education. Schools are overcrowded, underfunded, and often underqualified, leaving graduates ill-prepared for the modern economy. This creates a cycle where unemployment and underemployment flourish even as wealth is generated in the country. Despite these challenges, hope persists. Cities like Lagos and Abuja are booming with innovation. The tech sector, often called Silicon Lagoon, is home to startups revolutionizing fintech, logistics, and digital services. Young Nigerians are creating wealth, connecting Africa to global markets and demonstrating resilience that contrasts sharply with the systemic barriers in place. However, systemic inequality persists. Wealth is concentrated among the elite and political class, while rural areas, which make up a significant portion of the country, remain disconnected from economic growth. Roads are often impassable, healthcare facilities are sparse, and basic infrastructure struggles to meet demand. This stark divide between wealth and poverty illustrates a deeper truth. Nigeria's riches are not the problem. The way wealth is distributed, governed, and managed is. But corruption and inequality are not the only factors. Ethnic tensions, political instability, and inconsistent policy implementation exacerbate the issue. Regions rich in natural resources are often politically neglected or exploited, fueling further disparities. The question now becomes, how does Nigeria move from being a land of unfulfilled potential to a nation where wealth truly benefits its people? In the final chapter, we will explore the resilience of the Nigerian people, the ways ordinary citizens navigate these challenges, and the future prospects of a nation that is both immensely rich and persistently poor, ending with a reflection that naturally encourages viewers to engage and subscribe. Nigeria's story is not just about oil, corruption, or mismanagement. At its heart, it is a story about its people, resilient, resourceful, and endlessly inventive. From the crowded streets of Lagos to the remote villages of Borno and Taraba, Nigerians demonstrate a spirit that defies statistics. Market traders innovate daily to survive. Artisans craft goods that reach international markets. Farmers develop creative methods to sustain their crops despite unpredictable weather and limited resources. Technology has become a lifeline. Young entrepreneurs in fintech, e-commerce, and digital services are not only generating wealth, but transforming the way Nigerians interact with the global economy. Companies like Flutterwave, Paystack, and Andila have gained international recognition, proving that talent and innovation are abundant even where systemic support is lacking. Yet, the challenges remain enormous. Infrastructure gaps, energy shortages, and inconsistent governance continue to stifle growth. Roads are impassable in some regions, hospitals lack essential equipment, and schools struggle to provide quality education. Rural communities, rich in resources and human potential, remain disconnected from the prosperity of the cities. Nigeria's wealth is thus a double-edged sword. It offers incredible potential, yet without systemic reform, equitable policies, and sustained investment in human capital, this potential remains unfulfilled. But there is hope. Civic movements, technology startups, and entrepreneurial youth are driving change. Citizens are demanding accountability, transparency, and innovation. Slowly but surely, these efforts are beginning to shape a more inclusive economy, where the nation's riches can start to reach ordinary Nigerians. The lesson is clear: wealth alone does not lift a nation. It is the distribution of opportunity, the governance of resources, and the empowerment of people that determine whether prosperity translates into improved lives. Nigeria is rich, but only when its citizens can share in that wealth will the country truly reflect its potential. So, what can we take away from this story? It is a reminder that the power of a nation lies not just in its natural resources, but in the spirit, resilience, and determination of its people. Nigeria has both the wealth and the talent to transform itself. The challenge lies in ensuring that these two forces align. If you found this documentary eye-opening, make sure to subscribe to Country Mystery. Explore more untold stories of nations rich in resources, history, and culture, but whose stories remain hidden from the world. Join us as we uncover the secrets, paradoxes, and mysteries shaping the global stage, one country at a time. But Nigeria's paradox goes even deeper than corruption or mismanagement. One of the biggest challenges the country faces is something economists often call the resource curse. It is a strange phenomenon where countries rich in natural resources sometimes develop more slowly than countries with fewer resources. This happens because governments begin to rely heavily on one profitable sector, usually oil, while neglecting other parts of the economy. And that is exactly what happened in Nigeria. In the 1970s, Nigeria experienced an enormous oil boom. Global oil prices skyrocketed, and suddenly billions of dollars began flowing into government accounts. The country quickly became one of the world's major oil exporters. For a moment, it seemed like Nigeria's future had been secured forever. New buildings rose in Lagos. Infrastructure projects began across the country. Government spending increased dramatically. But there was one problem. Because oil money was coming in so easily, other sectors of the economy slowly began to decline. Agriculture, once the backbone of Nigeria's economy, started fading into the background. Before the oil boom, Nigeria was one of the world's largest exporters of cocoa, palm oil, and groundnuts. Farmers across the country produced crops that were sold globally. But as oil revenue grew, investment in agriculture declined. Factories also struggled to compete because importing goods became easier and sometimes cheaper than producing them locally. Over time, Nigeria became increasingly dependent on oil. And dependence on a single resource can be dangerous. Oil prices fluctuate constantly. When prices are high, governments earn huge revenues. But when prices fall, economies built around oil can suddenly face massive financial crises. Nigeria experienced this cycle many times. Whenever oil prices dropped, government revenue shrank dramatically. Budgets tightened. Projects stalled. Economic instability spread. And because other sectors had not been fully developed, the country struggled to compensate. This created a fragile economic structure, one where national wealth existed, but it did not translate into widespread prosperity. But the challenges do not stop there. Nigeria also faces one of the fastest population growth rates in the world. With more than 200 million citizens and millions of young people entering the workforce every year, the country must constantly create new jobs to keep up with demand. And job creation has not always matched population growth. This has led to high levels of youth unemployment, even among educated graduates. Young Nigerians leave universities with degrees, ambitions, and dreams, but often find limited opportunities waiting for them. Yet despite these challenges, Nigerians continue to push forward with remarkable determination. Across cities like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, a new generation of entrepreneurs is emerging. Young innovators are building fintech companies that process billions of dollars in digital payments. Tech hubs are developing apps that solve everyday problems, from transportation to online commerce. These startups are attracting global investors and placing Nigeria firmly on the map as one of Africa's most dynamic technology centers. Many people now refer to Lagos as the tech capital of Africa. But innovation is not limited to the tech industry. In rural communities, farmers are experimenting with new agricultural techniques. Small businesses are creating local manufacturing solutions. Creative industries like music, film, and fashion are gaining global recognition. Nigeria's cultural influence is spreading across the world. Afrobeats music dominates international charts. Nollywood films reach millions of viewers worldwide. Nigerian fashion designers showcase their work on global runways. These achievements reveal something powerful. Nigeria's greatest resource may not be oil, it may be its people. Because despite decades of political challenges and economic inequality, Nigerians have consistently demonstrated resilience, creativity, and ambition. They adapt, they innovate, they build opportunities even when systems fail them. But for Nigeria to truly unlock its potential, deeper reforms are necessary. Infrastructure must improve. Electricity must become more reliable. Education systems must prepare students for the modern economy. Most importantly, transparency and accountability must strengthen within government institutions. When wealth is managed effectively, it can transform nations. History has shown that countries rich in natural resources can achieve extraordinary development, but only when those resources are governed wisely. Nigeria already has the ingredients needed for success: a massive population, vast natural resources, a vibrant entrepreneurial culture, and a global diaspora that continues to invest knowledge and capital back into the country. If these forces align, Nigeria could experience one of the most remarkable economic transformations in modern history. But the question remains: will the nation's wealth finally begin to benefit the millions of ordinary Nigerians who work tirelessly every day? Or will the paradox continue? A country rich in resources, yet struggling to lift its people out of poverty. Only time will tell. One thing, however, is certain: the story of Nigeria is far from finished. In fact, it may just be beginning. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden truths behind countries like Nigeria, their economies, their mysteries, and the forces shaping their future, make sure you subscribe to Country Mystery, because there are many more stories around the world that most people never hear. And some of them are even more surprising than this one.